building an action plan. This is really budgeting. I know it's a bad term, but budgeting is not a leash. It's not a collar. It's not a restriction. It's just like the steering wheel or a rudder or a helm on a ship. It sounds restrictive. It sounds maybe like tedious, but when you understand why you're doing it, it can be one of the most freeing things you can ever do with your money. The best way to convey or to explain it is the boat analogy. First, we're going to choose the destination. Your goals are the ports, the harbors that you want to reach, which is step one, or the map. Think of different destinations. So now we want as our second step a 12-month passage plan forecast, like checking charts, the tides, the weather, the seasons for the year, so that we can see storms, maintenance stops, and the best wind. Now we're going to look out ahead, maybe with binoculars or telescope, in this second step, looking forward and out at the sea ahead of us is getting you to your goals, right? That sea is going to get you to your goals. So that route you're taking, the 12-month forecast forces you to look beyond the current week or month. When you can see your entire year ahead or 12 months, you'll see patterns and opportunities that you'd otherwise miss, like bad weather, storms, seasons at sea, before you run into them. For instance, in finance, taxes that are due, annual insurance renewals, holidays, destination weddings, right? I'm going to destination wedding soon. So the third step is monthly logbook checks. So watch the compass and correct the course if you start to drift off, right? So here, again, it's like watching the navigation counter dashboard with the speedometers, the fuel levels, the rev counters, the computer lights to show for drifting off course, right? Is the boat keeling, etc. You need the 3 steps. With these 3 steps, the destination, the passage forecast, and the logbook checks, right? The passage forecast is every, for the 12 months, a whole year, whereas the logbook checks are checking in monthly. Money stops feeling restrictive and starts taking you exactly where you meant to go. So here we're going to concentrate on step 2, the 12-month passage forecast that shows us what happens if we keep going on this path. Take what you already know from the last 12 months, your income, your spending, and project or budget it forward 12 months. Now that we know what your year looks like, or we can predict it, you can start doing something in advance about it and possibly course correct. You can redirect more money to savings, right, to get your financial freedom there quicker, and investment too. First, by tweaking your spending, cutting it down a little bit so you can allocate money ahead of time. Pay yourself first. We'll talk about this later, but rather than happening by just sheer luck. Hope is not a strategy. I love hope, but it's not a strategy. Ask strategic questions. Can you put more money into repaying debt and increasing savings? Can your spending be cut on items that you know are coming up? Sounds odd, but you could save money if you could cut the spending somehow. For things you know you'll have to pay, which spending categories specifically can you reduce? Focus on necessities, starting with fixed and some variables like living and household items such as groceries, as other things can be more volatile. I mean, you can reduce them, but these can have a big impact over 12 months. See if you can reduce your utilities, like ring around. Maybe your phone, your internet. This may sound controversial, but if you're starting out, is an expensive phone with a plan a must? The good thing though about adjusting now after the forecast is that they're very targeted, because now you've got a reason. You know exactly what needs to shift. And when you know how much you need to invest, you can return to budget and tweak until you're happy with balancing short term, so like the next 12 months spend, with long-term goals. Now the step 3, or the third step, is monthly logbook check-ins. Here we're going to spot little changes like higher electric bills or internet phone bills, subscriptions, overspending on dinners out. We're going to catch and course correct while still easy to fix. I've noticed, for instance, sometimes my electric bills were very, very high. My internet went up a lot. Subscriptions, I was like, wait, I forgot that I even subscribed to this. Why am I subscribed to this? This is where we're going to fill in the holes. You can use a simple budget, as we've been seeing. Use whatever you like, but keep it simple. And for each item or each line item, ask yourself, do I need this? Can I live with less of it? Or can I get it cheaper?